Gemini in real life, the phone, cars, keys, conversations, words, the parking lot, hotels, apartment complexes, neighbors, the neighborhood, short walks and trips. All that stuff is very real in a Gemini's life. You look at Kanye West, he got on after his car accident. You look at Tupac, Biggie, and JFK Jr., they all died in a car, and two of them, Tupac and Biggie, were shot by people in cars. Biggie used to always talk about cars in his songs. Look at Naomi Campbell, a short walking trip. She's a model. She catwalks. That's a short walking trip. She threw her phone at her assistant. Aside from her being a model, her throwing her phone at her assistant is a huge part of her life and her celebrity. Her conversation with Tyra Banks on Tyra Banks' talk show. Tyra Banks was her co-worker and they had a rivalry. Tyra Banks is also her opposite, a Sagittarius. Let's talk about Sag in real life for a minute. Sagittarius rules the legs. You need the legs to walk, okay? And then Flojo, the fastest sprinter in the world. Sagittarius has everything to do with running track, running away from things, figuratively and literally. Flojo is a quadruple Sagittarius. She still holds the record for being the fastest sprinter in the world. Back to Gemini, Ryan Reynolds. He's a Gemini midheaven. Okay, your midheaven, that's how you're gonna retire, how you are managing your life, how you're gonna boss up. He owns Mint Mobile. Jeffrey Dahmer. I hate using Jeffrey Dahmer because Geminis get enough shit. But Jeffrey Dahmer is a double Gemini. He's a Gemini Sun, Gemini Mercury. Baby, watch that movie. First of all, look at his life. The apartment complex is a huge thing in his life. His neighbor. I think Niecy Nash playing his neighbor in that movie, you saw more of her than you did of him. And the entire Jeffrey Dahmer movie was filmed as a confessional conversation. Look, I watched that movie twice. I watched it once just to watch it, and then I watched it another time to take notes. And then he's a Taurus Venus. Taurus is food, eating. He's a goddamn cannibal, okay? But if you look at every situation in which he found somebody to kill, it was during a short walking trip from a bar, and it involved a car. 3 situations in which he killed somebody involved a car. Somebody had a flat tire, somebody was hitchhiking, and I forgot the other situation. Even keys and locks, like Gemini 12th house, people changing locks on you. That's happened to me. I am a Gemini 12th house. My triple Gemini best friend / brother, siblings. He doesn't have any real siblings. All his siblings are, and we look like we're family, illusions, the 12th house, but we're not. All his siblings are not blood, but siblings are so important to him. He calls all his male friends his brothers. But my triple Gemini brother from another, he was fighting with the Taurus. Oh my God, they had an argument over the Taurus's paycheck. Taurus rules salary and paychecks. And then the triple Gemini changed the locks on the Taurus and then asked me if I could keep the Taurus's stuff. Taurus and their stuff. I started talking about Gemini, but I would just talk about all the signs in real life as they come to mind, because this is fascinating to me as I'm thinking about this. The Taurus, I kept the Taurus's stuff over here. Taurus and your stuff. Taurus rules the house, furniture, yard sales, storage, and all that type of stuff. You see how two signs together are symbiotic and they cross each other and their energies connect, having a verbal argument, okay, over a paycheck, and then the locks being changed. That's Gemini and Taurus. Even in the Jeffrey Dahmer movie, Jeffrey Dahmer and his father fought over a key to a box. Keys. A lot of Geminis are locksmiths, or if you are a locksmith, you have Gemini in your chart, or you have a packed 3rd house or something like that. But keys, oh my God, baby. Okay, so when my ex left and I was all suicidal, baby, that's a whole nother story. I was all suicidal down in Miami. I know 3 triple Geminis, okay? My other triple Gemini friend came down to, hang out with me and to try to get me, out of my funk, for lack of better words. He stayed in a hotel. I went and stayed with him, and then when I tried to start my car, my fucking key fob broke, and he paid for it. I'm a Gemini 12th house. Geminis are my saints and my Jesuses and my saviors. But my key broke while I was in the hotel. That is wild. Morgan Freeman is a Gemini, driving Miss Motherfucking Daisy. So I told one of my long-term clients, who's actually a friend to me now, about, cars, keys, the phone, and all that, because she has a Gemini daughter. And, she blew me off at first. She said, okay, whatever. But she came back. She said, oh, my God, Antoine. She said, my Gemini daughter always lost her keys. She's had the most tumultuous car incidents. And that client is a Pisces Mercury. Pisces is the afterlife. Mercury is the car. Mercury rules Gemini. She's like, my daughter used to work at an old folks home, and she would scope out, people who were about to die or wait till people passed away so that we could buy their cars.